What's up, reptile fans? Dave Palumbo here from Muscle Serpents Daily, and today's a very special edition because I want to talk about a topic that is not something that a lot of people like to think about that could possibly happen to you, but it happens in not only our industry, but every industry. It's called getting scammed. And if you follow the ball python market pretty closely, you know that about a couple of years ago, we started the beginning of a snake that was revealed on Facebook. It was called the red ball. It was a double recessive. It was a black ball and an albino. So it was an albino black ball that seemed to turn red when the albino gene was introduced. In its singular form, the black ball, it was a jet black snake, blacker than, you know, like a super pastel, a super black pastel or a super cinnamon. And the red ball, which was the albino version of it, which was crazy. Now, usually if you take a super cinnamon or a super black pastel and you put albino in there, it turns white, you know. So this was obviously being perpetrated as a snake that had a red undercoat, and when then you stripped away the melanin, you saw the red. And look, we've seen it in boas. The leopard boa is a really dark looking snake. You strip away that red, I mean, they're black, and you got red under there. And it's pretty amazing. So we've never really seen a red ball python. You know, I know the Sunset Project was trying to, you know, chip away at that a little bit, but we haven't seen a red ball ever. And this was the first one, and it was out of Poland, and a lot of people got excited about it, myself included, because I'm like, red, holy mackerel, what would a red ball pied look like? You know, you start fantasizing because, I mean, when you look at this snake, it is very impressive. And not only was there pictures of this snake, there were videos of the snake moving around and everything like that. So there was no reason to really believe that this thing was a fraud because, look, I'm a Photoshop expert, you know, in a certain sense. So I know that pictures can be doctored up very easily, but video is a lot harder. Unless you're like, you know, a professional animator or something like that, even that's going to be really difficult to do, and you probably you'd probably be able to see it, and you know, when you really take a look at it on a high definition TV. But these ball pythons looked legit. And obviously I had some connections here in the States who had connections over there in Europe, and we all wanted it, right? So I guess deals were made, and, you know, double hets were gotten, you know, double het red ball, which would be a het for black and het for the albino, were gotten. I had gotten a pair from a friend of mine, Mike, in Tampa, and he brought in a bunch for himself, and I guess a bunch of other people got them. People in Europe were getting these double hets, and as far as we knew, you know, they were legit. Matter of fact, one of them was even an albino het black ball. So I think I was the first one to breed the male. So I took my double het black ball male and I bred it to an albino that I had in my collection, hoping to produce 50% albinos that would be possible het black ball, thinking, all right, well, you know what, I spent a lot of money on this thing. Let me at least try to produce some pos hets and prove out this thing. And the first year I produced 2 eggs, and they were both looked normal. So I figured, all right, well, I missed the albino. They're both now one's obviously 100% het albino for my female, and then the other one's pos het, you know, I guess the pos het black. So I kept both females back. Luckily, they're both females. Growing them up. I'll show you those females. You can see them. I have them. And the following year, 2019, I repeated the breeding with the same female albino that I have, and I produced 6 babies. Now, when these babies all hatched, okay, I figured I have to hit at least 1 albino. I hit 0 albinos. I had all normal-looking ball pythons, which were all obviously 100% het albino from the mother. Which right at that point I knew that something was suspicious. I talked to my friend Mike, and we ascertained that these people were not. No one could contact these people. There was a million stories. No one. There was supposed to be a red ball that was sent over to the U.S. That was supposed to, you know, have been purchased, and it was never sent. And then supposedly the story was that the visuals all died, and that the only thing left were these double hets. And so the story got more and more suspicious. Once the second year in a row produced no visual albinos, I was like, what happened here? And then I started, finally the double het breeding occurred, not in me, but another person here in the US who had them. 0 anything. So we got nothing, all normals. At that point, we pretty much knew it was a bust. And we started to look for ways to, you know, contact these people, and everyone was, you know, just making up excuses, and this guy was in an insane asylum, he was on kidney dialysis. There's a million stories about this Polish guy who supposedly bred these red balls and how they all disappeared and died because no one was taking care of them because he was in a mental institute. And you hear all the, once you hear crazy shit like that, that you got scammed at that point. But I have these six normals from this year, and I have 2 from last year. And I'm not doing anything with them. They're very expensive, babies. Even if they are normals, I might have to just brand them as like the special normal or something like that, because this is obviously a disturbing project. Now, I just saw on Repti TV, Stefan Broghammer, who does that channel. It's all in German, but he did a video today that actually had subtitles in English. Thank you for doing that. And he exposed this whole fraud as well. And what he did was he actually booked a trip over to Poland because he's in Germany there. And he was going to go see the guy. When he got there, the guy was like, "Oh, I'm in the hospital," or something like that. "I can't see you." And so he wanted to go see the visuals. And he had already bought a bunch of them as well and spent a lot of money, evidently, on them. Way more than I did, But he got nothing also when he bred them. And he actually wrote a book over there. And he actually put the red ball in there, the black ball, and then the red ball version of it, which is an albino black ball, essentially, and put it in there as a new recessive morph. So think about him. He put his reputation on the line for this. That's how duped he was. We were all duped because everyone figured, how the hell is this guy making videos with a red ball? Well, Stefan figured it out. He got watercolors, water paint colors, and he actually painted, I think he painted an albino snake, red. And he found mixed the right colors to get the red, and he actually produced the exact color snake that we see in these videos. I'll put a clip up while I'm explaining this. You can see what he did. The experiment was brilliant, by the way. I got to pat Stefan on the back. It was a great mystery solved, and then he figured, obviously, if you can do it with the red, you can do it with the black paint also and do the black ball. But that's what this guy did. He obviously painted these snakes with like watercolors to create these videos, to sell the stuff, make all this money, and scam everyone. Now, the reason I'm telling you this, I'm doing these videos, is a lot of people, whenever people get screwed, they don't like to admit they got screwed because no one wants to admit that they're that gullible, or that they got taken advantage of, or they think it's going to be like a black eye on them or something like that. Hey, it happens to everyone. We love this. We all love breeding snakes. We all want to get the newest, greatest thing. We want to bring it into the hobby, make new colors, and that's the exciting part of breeding. That's why we're all in this. But if there's guys out there who are no good, and there's not a lot of them out there. There's some people that are no good out there, but there's a lot of bad people out there that take advantage and try to scam people for money. And it's our duty as breeders to expose these people so no one else gets taken advantage of. So if we put it out there, like in videos like I'm doing and like Stefan did, this way people will watch the videos and they will stay away from people like this, because this guy will continue to keep doing it. I guarantee it. He extracted a lot of money out of this reptile industry for bullshit, basically. You know what the funny thing is? I said to myself, and I said to my friend Mike, I said, why wouldn't this guy at least send over het albinos? If he would have at least sent over 100% het albinos that look normal, when people bred them to albinos, at least we would have gotten albinos. People would have thought they were real, at least. This person was so lazy that they actually sent normals over. That's how dumb this is, and that's how dumb we were to believe it. Unless you hold the thing in your hand and see the visual, okay, and you trust the breeder, and there's a lot of good quality people out there. I've dealt with a lot of breeders over the last 5 years and bought a lot of high-end snakes from people, and they've bought from me. And I never had a problem with one person. Every single person has been on the up and up. They really value their reputation and what they bring to the table. And if something went wrong, they did right by me, and I did vice versa. If something happens to a snake I send out, in 2 seconds I'll replace it because I want my customer to be happy, and that's what it's about. So, unfortunately, things like this happen, but this red ball is a scam. Stay away from it. Do not buy anything where people say it's a black ball, it's an albino black ball, and they call it a red ball. It's a scam, okay? And if you've never seen the morph before anyplace else, and people say, "Oh, I got this great thing from that," tell them you want to see it, because until someone actually examines it, we're done. We all went and bought these double heads. We should have had someone at least represent us as reptile breeders, ball python breeders, and go over there and actually verify that the thing was real. But no one did it. You know, believe me, if I didn't have 3 kids, I would have flown over there myself and verified it, because I have no problem traveling. But you know, I have 3 kids, and a lot of us have kids and jobs and stuff like that. So who has time to go to Poland, you know, to verify something like this? But that's what happens. You know, you get taken advantage of. So hopefully none of you guys will. If anyone wants to buy a fake red ball from me, a fake potential double head red ball, I have 8 of them, and I have 2 are 2018s and 6 are 2019s. You never know. I was going to keep them all just because I'm like, I don't want to take a chance. Maybe they are real. You never know, right? You want to believe. You spend so much money on something, but you know, I can laugh about it now, even though it was a lot of money I lost. But I have learned my lesson, and hopefully this will be the last lesson, tough love lesson I have to learn in the ball python industry. All right, guys, you know what to do. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. See you back Monday morning.